Hey everyone, it's Misty, your fearless leader. And the topic of today's video is setting boundaries and releasing guilt. And I want to give you a few tips on what you can do to say no without feeling guilty. We all have been there, but if you are experiencing a lot of guilt because you say no, whether it's to your kids, your spouse, or friends, people from your church, the school wanting you to help with bake sales and all of that, when you have so much going on. Maybe you have a full-time job, you have young children, maybe your children are grown but you just want to enjoy retirement. Whatever it is, releasing the guilt and saying no is okay. It's setting healthy boundaries for us so we can live a full, healthy life. And so with that, I want to express how difficult it is when you always say yes to people. Always saying yes, it really does affect you. It can make you have tension, anxiety, whatever it is. Now, when I had tension, it was always in my neck and my heart. It felt like my heart was clenching, and it felt like my neck was so tight, if you barely touched it, it would start spasming. And that was because all of the stress I was working through at that time. And we don't need to live that way. And my concern for me was that I was working a full-time job. I was a department head. My two boys, my twins, were in Afghanistan at the same time. And I got a phone call from one of them. And it really, I don't know what happened. He said something and it just stressed me out. And at that moment, my neck just tightened so much I couldn't move. I had to go to the doctor. The doctor tried to touch it. It would start spasming. But it was just all the stress I was holding in, all the tension. Now, my clients have been working through the same issues. They have the same concerns, the tension, tightening of the chest, tightening of the neck. They also have stomach issues, so that could be something that you're working through. But panic attacks, that's a big one when you have so much. And it all goes back to us because we have not set healthy boundaries for ourselves. And we always say yes. You cannot say no. And that is the stress that we have. We feel guilty if we say no. Now, it is a process. I can guide you towards it. I can get you the results that you're looking for. But in the meantime, I want to give you a couple of things that has helped me as I was working through the process, because I have learned some tips and tricks that has helped me move from the place of saying yes to everybody to where I am now, where I still say yes, but I pick and choose what I do and what I have going on. And if it's something that's going to affect me health-wise, I won't do it, and I don't feel guilty. Now, when you have a valid reason why you cannot do something that somebody has asked you to do, you probably will feel less guilty than if you didn't have a valid reason. So here are 3 ways that I used to help me learn to say no without feeling guilty. And before I get into that list, I want to remind you that if somebody calls you and asks you to do something, it's okay to say, you know what, let me look at my schedule and I'll call you back tomorrow. Instead of feeling pressure to say yes right then and there. So let's get started with the list. So the first thing that I used to do and that I recommend to my clients is a pros and cons list. And in this list, in the pros, the good things that will be, the good reasons why you should say yes, and be honest with yourself. Maybe it's something you're passionate about. Maybe you're excited to do it. Then, of course, by all means, see if you have the time to do it. But if you are looking at your list and in the cons, you realize this could be a health concern, or you're extra tired this week, or whatever it is, write it down in the cons list and then really evaluate the list. When you have the reason, a valid reason, you'll feel less guilty. And if this is going to affect your health, that is a valid reason. And a lot of us try to push through that. You do not have to push through that. So the second thing is to take a walk, get some fresh air, and really evaluate what it is they're asking of you. And it's similar to the pros and cons list. You don't necessarily have to write it down, but just in your mind, think about it. See how your body feels when you bring it up. Does it feel like it gets excited and your heart starts pounding in a good way? Or does it start clenching? Pay attention to those signals. And then the third thing that I have done was I would look at the schedule for the week, and I would give it to my kids and my spouse and look at everything that was going on and really look at the schedule. And if you don't have one, make a schedule of everything going on. And then you can decide if it works and you don't have a family obligation. And those things, they're pretty basic, but those things helped me. Of course, as you get further along, there's so much more that you can do, and I can guide you towards that. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and in the description below, I will put my contact information. And if you have any questions or concerns, please put them in the comments below, and I would love to hear what you have to say. I'll be seeing you in the next video, and I am sending you so much love and light.